Hi, everybody. It's, bye, Eric. There goes my buddy. All right, that's good friend. Bye. Okay, hello. Yeah. Title of my talk is Linguistics Level Up, a quick guide to building your own SFL GenAI assistant. To be honest, this was meant to be a rerun of my previous conference, SFL IG. Supposedly, it was meant to be a rerun because at that time there were not a lot of participants. There were like 8 people. So I thought, well, why waste my effort? Just do it again. And then something changed, so I had to scrap that idea. I had to come up with a new one, but it was already too late because the title was already sent as with the abstract. Abstract title, everything fixed. So I had to change my content midway. So the first part will still be a bit similar to my previous one if you have been there, but the rest will be completely different. Outline, background, then my SFL linguist _ holiday chatbot and why it failed. And then the third one, best alternatives so far, key takeaways, and then Q&A before your lunch. All right, so the background here, I think I don't need to introduce them. Background, challenges in manual SFL text analysis are, number one, we all know, time consuming. Very, very time consuming to analyze the things. Very complex. SFL is one of the scariest topics for learners. My MA students, well, when they say taking different courses, SFL, oh man, that's like, I should have got the introduction to functional grammar book earlier, like maybe a few months earlier before I enrolled to the program. Different scholars also have different perspectives with the Prague school versus Sydney schools. I'm actually very surprised that not a lot of my MA students know the differences. Although we're not really stressing there's a huge difference, but there are differences, right? And one of the things that we all know is, SFL analysis coding can be subjective at times, right? So different coders get different results. And then, so I started looking at, parsers, and we all know Mick O'Donnell's work, right? We all heard of his name. I have never met him personally, so I got the information from this website, ISFLA, and his work's been documented here. The problem with that is that, he dedicated so much of his time on SFL parsers. However, none of these parsers is published formally, not available online for public use, and very few can get their hands on them unless you're working with him, right? And so we're stuck with manual, are we? And then came GenAI. So this is just a paper not related to SFL that I published, but I make the following comments, like, what AI can do now for us is I can provide personalized and adaptive learning experience for students, if you're a teacher. It can serve as a valuable tool for educators. It designs more effective and engaging learning activities efficiently. We know that, right? It provides second opinions to researchers, which is the main thing I'm going to cover here, because we are all researchers. Improves efficiency of scholarly work production. That's also what we want, right? Very, very important then. Why are we not looking at AI for SFL coding then? So in my last presentation, I went to POE, I created my own holiday chatbot, I put it to test. And this is from IFG, all right, Thompson, and that was the actual example in the book. All right, and then I asked my chatbot at that time to perform transitivity analysis, and it turned out to be all right at that time. You can take a quick look at this. Yeah, very detailed. Right. Definitely, if you're a student, you want to know how to start SFL coding, understanding, you don't have a professor sitting next to you 24/7, then a good chatbot can really be quite helpful, right? For basic things at least, right? For basic things at least. Why did it fail? Oh, later. But yeah. If you want to go and watch my presentation at that time, this is a QR code. It's on my YouTube channel, so go like, share, subscribe. That's all YouTubers would say. But anyway, Yeah, not a lot of subscribers, so please subscribe. Just saying. No, don't subscribe. Just watch the video. You don't need to subscribe. Because most of my videos there are gameplays. Gamer. So this is why it failed. Costs. PoE has increased the token cost after I created the bot. So it's no longer feasible to work with free daily tokens, because at that time I manually or purposely lowered the level. I pick a cheaper large language model. So you basically, with free tokens, you can run 30, 40 queries. Now, one query, dead. So if I failed, that's why I could not rerun this whole thing. So I looked for the best alternatives so far, and I found Notebook LM. I think you guys have been using it for some other things. I've been using it, as you can see. I've uploaded a lot of references here. And so you can do that too. Free to use, reduced chances of GenAI hallucination because you base everything in these references that you provided. Some regions or countries, you still might need a VPN. For Hong Kong, for example, still need a VPN, hopefully coming soon. But if you're paying for it, then you don't need a VPN. All right. Otherwise, if you're not in the Hong Kong region, you should be using this for free. All right. So it's completely free for most of you guys. So I'm not going to look at the interface and how to do this or do that now. We're just going to put this to the test first, because I want to see if I don't customize my system prompt. Base level. So basically now Notebook LM is using Gemini 3.5 with anti-gravity, which is an agentic model that goes with it. But anyway, Gemini 3.5 is the base, which is the top, nearly top version. Usually a bit slower than the Google official ones. Now Google's official one is 3.5 Flash. But anyway, it's not a lot slower or not a lot outdated. So I want to put it to test without system prompting, without anything customization. I want to see at the base level, can Gemini 3.5 offer what I expect it to? So based on Halliday and Matheson's book, sorry, the ebook that I provided, right, up there, perform a transitivity analysis with the same questions. And so this is the response. Just take a quick look here. See whether you think a student would appreciate. First of all, you also have the references, the 1 and 2, reference 3, 4, 5. They click on it, they can see where that is being referenced to, which part of the book they're referencing to. And because I specifically mentioned Halliday and Matheson 2014, it will just go into that book, right? Of course, there are other things that you can do to be more safe, but here we go. Material processes, like that. Actually, oh, by the way, I forgot to mention one thing. I did not ask for the Ergentip model, but it actually gave me that too, which is, why not? And then, so the transitivity model, part 1, this is the table that it gave me, a table analyzing it, verbal group, prepositional phrase. In short, I checked, it's correct. I checked, because Thompson has answers for this one. So it's very, very simple. And if you click those little 1, 2, 3s, they'll tell you exactly which part of the book, which page, which line. It actually tells you that. I don't have to explain a bit more than that. So I want to up level this time. Now I want to give it a longer chunk. All right. Case 2, intermediate level for the AI, not for us. Okay, it's for the AI. I want to test this if it like longer. Martin and White, as you know, the appraisal is a bit harder, if not much harder, to code than transitivity. So I want to code attitude. Let's make it slightly easier, attitude. And then this is the chunk that it has to code. I stopped here, but I now shrink it down. So it's actually this long, okay? It's about 3 paragraphs, 200, 300 words. I want to see how it performs here. So, and first of all, we start with this one here. I know it's a bit of reading, but based on the framework, Martin and White, attitude, so appreciation, judgment, affect, and I want to see how deep it can go without me telling the AI what to do. So the University of Hong Kong is considered, and highlight the blue. So this is the text itself, blue, Innovation Hub, Inscribe, positive appreciation, valuation, reasons. Okay, biggest ever, picked up, right here, biggest ever, graduation, force, quantification, reasons. Citations, locations, one, go click, and it will tell you which page it came from. Okay, and then it continues. So, next sentence, Hong Kong, so picked up appetite, potential. Appetite, inscribe, affect, inclination, desire, reason, potential, ramp up, growth pillar, all coded for you and giving you reasons. Now, whether you like the reasons or not, you think the reasons are good or not, it's another question or another concern. Because as a learner, if I want to check whether my work is accurate, I get a second opinion, right? And I don't have to trust the second opinion, but at least if I think, for example, if I think appetite is inscribed, affect, inclination, desire, I can then maybe get the second opinion to confirm my answers. If not, then if my answers differs for this one, differs to this one, I can click one and read which part of the book actually tells me why that my answer is different, and then I can go and just really go into that again. So as a not just a checker or just a free writing app, but I mean, of course you can be the free writing person, but it can give you another level of confidence and where specifically I have to go to the book to learn further, right? And so the third level for the AI is that I wanted to build a mind map. And you might be wondering, like, why building a mind map is a more advanced level? Because I want to see if the Gemini can go into the book, go to specific pages, and pick out and condense and consolidate the system network for engagement, for example. Because if you have read the book, I think everybody has read the book, right? It's not one mind map for everything. It's like this page has one part of the mind map, another page has another part of the mind map, and then it's never put together. So I want to see how it goes. All right. And then now this is not the full mind map, so I'm just showing you part of it, and then which part of that came from that book. So that book part, page 38, it's got the engagement system network, mono, gloss, heterogloss. So this is what the book is showing at that time. I want to see if you can pick out, right? So engagement is this one. You picked out that one, right? Now I'm gonna shrink it down. Okay, so there is the bare assertion taken for grantedness that came from that page. There's the dialogic expansion, dialogic contraction that came from here. All right, so it jumped to different pages, and then expanding further, entertain will be from this page 117, modality, subjective, mentality, and then acknowledgements. Further down, a disclaim, proclaim, it picked up those, all of them with examples. All right, and then it came back and formed the whole thing. All right, how about the expository questions? Oh, sorry. A bit quicker. So basically, now what we can see is that the notebook element is able to go to different places and then consolidate and then build a new mind map in full for me as a learner, for example. Very, very helpful in a sense. And it's not hallucinating, right? As far as we pick that one bit. Let's say I want to learn more about expository question. I click that button there, because you can click anything on the mind map. It will just then bring you to the gist of it. Okay. So definitions, functions of expository questions, whole part here. And if I click the number 7, it gives me this. All right, sorry, I'm a bit ahead of time. So it gives me this, which then tells me, okay, for Martin White, this is the exact thing that came from the book. And actually, of course, you can scroll, but because I'm not scrolling anything, and it tells you exactly what is labeled as expository questions, right there. Right. So it is very, very powerful. By no means perfect, but it's near to the very high level. Yeah, I don't know the percentage. Maybe some of you 90. I don't agree. 89.9 or something like that. I'm not very exact with that, but definitely very helpful to students, MA students, or any undergrad students, as well as for me, because I honestly don't memorize every single book. Like even up till now, so many years been learning from Christian, and Christians might be get angry here. You don't memorize every page. You memorize every single page. I don't. I cannot memorize every single page. So I always have to go back to this book and go back to Gail's book and Martin's book and just always flipping and checking. This was going to be really, really helpful for me. Okay. So now it's just the basic things on where to add the source. So if you have never used Notebook LM, the Google Notebook LM, you just go here, add source. The moment you add the source, you have to think about the ethical issues. Is it ethical to put the references up there? But when I think about it, when I think about this, because I found all these on Google, which means Google already has a copy, right? So I'm not being unethical to a certain extent. Am I not? I mean, found all these books on Google. Just type. For example, just type Gail Foray, and then the year, and then you can PDF, and you can find a book. So Google has it. So just put it back to Google. Left pocket in, the right pocket out. Like that. And then so you add those sources, and then you can do external search if you want to find more books. but most of the time I'm okay with just Google searching. Down here, obviously the collection, but if you want to be super careful, let's say I'm only dealing with transitivity and I only want certain references, you can check and uncheck, right? You don't want that one, not related, you can uncheck that. Then it will not go and read other things. Okay, so the checkbox and checkbox, select all or not, that depends on you. And then the chat box is down here. So very, very simple, super easy. On the other side, that's where I make those mind maps. You go video, PowerPoint, report, flashcard for testing your students. You want to help them make quizzes, infographics, everything's down there, all in one package, which is way better than my POE, obviously. And then if you have done some good work, for example, I always have problem memorizing the differences between graduation force versus focus. I did one query and it gave me some very useful things. I can add notes, and then it will then save down here, and then I can take this and put it as a resource if I want to. So I can move the notes into to become a reference if I want to. Very, very helpful. Everybody can do this, right? So again, if you really want to try it out more, please do, because something important I'm going to mention later on. Actually, Eric mentioned already, but I'm going to mention one more time. Notebook LM can be extremely valuable to researchers, teachers, and students. Coding accuracies and speeds are respectable. I wouldn't say like 80, 90. I don't have the numbers. I don't have the statistics, but pretty good, at least for the cases I have tested. But I highly recommend you guys help me test it out even further. Okay, 3. Notebooks are shareable to specific people or to the public. So if I want it, I can share everything out, or you can share specific ones to your students. If you're a teacher, you're teaching certain classes, share them with them so they can use it. And it's effortless to build, right? Everyone can create their very own SFL/chatbot or notebooks. Easy peasy. But coming back to this one, coming back to this one again, this is why I need your help. And if you were here when Eric was presenting, he already mentioned. But if you were not here, just saying this again, this is going to be a special issue. Me and Eric will be the guest editors for this issue, and we are actually focusing on SFL coding and analysis using GenAI. And this is basically, me calling for your help, because I'm only testing Notebook LM which is using Gemini 3.5, right? And I've only tested so little its capabilities. So maybe transitivity, one short sentence, that's not enough, right? How about longer chunks? How about fuller paragraphs? All right? Or other aspects of SFL, how accurate is it? There are a million other things that you can test, that you can imagine testing. Okay, appraisal, engagement, one thing, one topic, and then another one, another topic. So many. So I need you guys to help me and help Eric test things out. So different models, which model works better, right? Doesn't have to be Notebook LM, can be anything, right? DeepSeek, whatever, okay? Just test it out. How good are these models when dealing with SFL coding? remember to provide references. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. If you don't have references, you're just basically testing. You're asking the model to go back to this training database. If it's there, you get something. If it's not there, it will hallucinate. So you have to provide references before you can do this. But then again, it'll be great if you can help us find out how good are these different models. Okay? You don't like Gemini? Try something else. GPT. You don't like GPT old one? Try GPT new ones. Okay, or whatever. But it's going to be very good we'll be able to collect, your research here. We can actually then tabulate different AI models, how well it performs on certain systems of SFL coding. That will be huge. That will be tremendously huge. All right? And also, sounds like Donald Trump, right? Sorry. Yeah, huge. Yeah. So just one more point, which I kind of slipped out from there. What was I want to say? Yes. Please make sure that when you are working with these, or when you even want to think about working with an AI research project, these AI models get upgraded pretty fast. So you have to make sure that you don't want to work with a company that has a trend of depreciating their models very quickly, because otherwise you're halfway through, let's say GPT-2, right? Started off like a year ago. And then halfway through your project, sorry, we're cutting off, we're depreciating it. You're never going to be able to use GPT-2 anymore. Then you're stuck at just unfinished product. So you have to go to go to one of these providers that has maybe at least let you go. Once they have released new models, they still let you go back to use the one that you have been using, like consistently that model, so it doesn't suddenly disappears and then you lose everything. Okay, so just be very careful of that. So speed is one thing, right? Speed is one thing. So you have to act fast in order to make sure that it stays there. It's no longer going before it disappears completely. But yeah, it'll still be very useful to look at how older models improve or not improve, right? So yeah, so that's it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, welcome all questions. I think that's and my recent publications on SFL and GenAI. Okay, so thank you. Question time. If you have any questions for me and for Eric, because he's here, and I'm going to ask him to be grilled as well. Anything, questions about special issue, right? Yeah.
Just look for us during the afternoon tea, lunch breaks, and any time when you see us lurking around the place.
Yeah, come over here.
Okay.
Get over here.
Okay.
Get over here. Yeah. It's so cold.
Yeah, so if you're interested in a special issue, you can send us your abstracts or you indicate your interest. And you have a question, I guess. I'll call it.
I'm wondering, you see, nowadays with the emergence of ChatGPT and other language models, so everything is changing very rapidly.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, how do you maintain the stability of the coding accuracy after, for example, one or several months? The model is changing regularly.
Yeah.
So how do you maintain the stability of the accuracy?
So basically, I don't maintain. Because if you're using a model, let's say you're using the latest model today, you're pretty much very safe for the next year. Let's just say this year and for next year, you're probably pretty safe because they are going to be outdated, but they're no longer going to be updated. Do you know what I mean? So if I'm using Gemini 3.5, and because it's already trained, it will not be further trained. If it's further trained, it will be 3.6. So if I'm sticking to this model 3.5, it will always stay the same in terms of the performance. So that's consistent. That will be consistent. The only thing is, if it's when 3.6 comes out, the question is, do I want to now try the same thing? Same test cases, same prompts, right? Same references I provided, and can it do better? Like that will be a very interesting topic to look at. One iteration better, does it improve or does it not improve? Because that in itself is already a very good research topic.
So when you train the coding, do you use the specialized model or the common model?
Specialized model or common model?
It's the specialized model.
Oh, so here I'm just demonstrating what common people model, right? Common model is working. Of course, you can, if you want to look at specialized model like customization, system prompt, or you download model to your, I haven't even mentioned offline models yet. So you can download the whole model onto your computer, unplug the internet, and you can run that at your own home. I haven't even mentioned that. That you can customize however you want, customize it, whatever. But I want to know, because again, I have this teaching, direction embedded in this, right? Is it good for students? Is it good for teaching? So, which is why if I download a model, I customize a lot of things, then it's not something my students can use. But Notebook LM is like, I'm not doing anything to it. I can share the notebook and students use exactly what I'm using. So in a sense, it's, with that concern. But if as a researcher, I understand, you can then try whatever, right? Customize, upgrade, do anything you want to with it. Maybe improve accuracy, maybe it doesn't. So it's good to find out. Thank you. Yeah, please. If you don't mind having a later lunch, so keep asking.
Oh, AGM. Based on your awareness of what journals, Q and Q2 journals, for example.
Journals.
Would you consider as legitimate correlation? I mean, validation. Sorry. I mean, do you think they accept that you validate your coding with an AI agent?
Oh, question for you. Which journal do you think will accept the AI coded paper? Yeah.
Well, I think the only matter is how you are declaring your use of AI for annotation and how you are, rectifying or trying to reconcile the confidence issues, and as long as you make it clear, I think most journals will accept that.
Because I think we are not at the stage of like perfectly trusting AI coding, so to speak, right? But we are more like trying to see how accurate certain model is, and then how helpful is that going to be? Because definitely, if you want to do a research project on this, you do need human researchers, a human coder to verify, right?
Yeah.
So that has to be in the process for sure, for now, until AI can do 100% accurate coding, right? But before that, human has to be there. And for example, I worked on my previous presentation. There are some things I need to code. I coded by myself. I looked at it, something I'm not sure. I used this method. I got a set of answers, and then I went to Eric. Eric helped me take a look. Eric took a look about that. He sent it to Vin. Vin looked at it and said, well, would you consider Eric's one? I go back, I read the books again, and then I made my own decision. So that's like 4 rounds of checking in that process, just to make sure that my last presentation on the gaming parts was okay. Yeah, so possible. All right, thank you, everybody. Please join and help us out here. Huge promo. Thank you.